Hi everyone, hiya peeps, this is Julia from Adventure Geek, and this week's What's in the Box video is all about something that's teeny weeny and tiny. If you like backpacking and hiking gear, then these What's in the Box videos are usually small little pieces of gear that don't warrant a full gear review, and it's something that I've usually purchased from Amazon within the last week or so. So stay tuned for What's in the Box, and let's crack on with this week's video. Let's go! So what's in the box? Well, I have two things actually what's in the box this week, and they both sort of go together. The first thing is the teeny tiny pump, but I'm going to tell you the reasons why I've bought this. I'm not going to go into too much detail about this. It's called the Flextail gear pump because there are hundreds of videos on YouTube about this particular pump. So basically it does two things, it does three things. So it deflates, so you can take all the air out of whatever it is you want to take an air out of. And it inflates, obviously it pumps up an airbed or a pillow or whatever. And it's also got an LED light. So they're the three things. I'm going to be honest, I really didn't want to jump on the bandwagon with this. I'm like, why do I need, I don't need a light because I've got a head torch. I don't need a pump because I've got like a hand pump that goes with my sleep mat. Until I bought my new tent. So I've got the new Tarptent. I'll put a link in the cards up there. But it was really difficult to pump up my airbed when it's raining inside a one-man tent. So I thought, okay, I'm going to get one of those little pumps, and it works a treat. So that's the first thing. Then I had this brainwave about the deflation model. So the deflation model works really well with my second item that I've just purchased. So let me show you that as well. By the way, that's 89 grams, so it's really, really light and really small. I will give you a close-up to this. So the second thing I bought are these. Okay, so these are like sandwich bags, but they have a little valve on them as well. So basically I can use my tiny pump to suck out the air, and I can put my dehydration meals in here, suck out the air, and then I can reuse these for dehydration meals, and it means I have no trash as I go along the trail. So I'll put my dehydration meals in here. I will then decant those into my green island bag. Again, I've put this is like a silicone bag that you can put boiling water in and things like that. I'll put a link to that up here as well in the cards. And then it means I've got no trash. There's nothing worse, you know, those adventure meals that you've got and you eat out of them and then they're all smeggy and horrible. But also this helps with the carbon footprint, and yeah, it just helps the environment as well. Recycling is great, and I can use my little tiny pump to suck out all the air, and it just means that there's less room in my pack as well, which is great. So I absolutely love it. I think that's a brilliant idea. So these, I'll put a link to these and the tiny pump in the notes below. Word of warning for people who have got these tiny pumps. As I say, let me just get this out a second. This is going to make you laugh. Okay, so it hangs up in your tent and you can actually put the light on. But what happened, there was three of us that was camping, and it was really funny because Rachel, bless her, I think it's something like midnight or something like that, she went to turn on her light, and actually you have to turn it on, you have to double click it. Oh no, you have to hold it down. I've just done it by accident. If you double click it, it turns on the obviously on the fan. Look how bright this is. It's like really bright. So you have to hold it down to turn on the light, but if you double click it, it turns on the pump. So if you imagine if that's hanging up, and Rachel did it at like 12 o'clock, and then I went and did it like 2 o'clock in the morning, I went to turn the light on, but actually turned the pump on, and everybody in the campsite can hear your little thing going at like 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. It's crazy. So you just need to get used to that. You need to hold it and press it. If you want brighter or even brighter, then that's great. But if you double click it, that sounds really loud at silly o'clock in the morning. So yeah, lesson learned from that one. Anyway, I've waffled enough. That's me over and out. I'll put all the specs on the screen right now for this little pump. And I say for the hydration, or not hydration, for the vacuum bags, I'll put a link to those in the notes below. That's me signing out for another week. I'll see you next time. Take care, everyone. Ta-da. Bye-bye.